Free your mind now. Be part of People's Pan-African Parliament, the Pan-African Pyramid Debate with your speaker, Andrew E.
Consul of the Republic of Nepal. Mine is a very simple job today, and it is to welcome you. Lakini ningependa sana kuongea kwa lugha yetu. Karibuni nyinyi nyote. Asante sana. That is the African way. I cannot go down without appreciating why we are here. And Comrade Irumba, thank you very, very much for persisting, consistency. Those who have worked with you, I cannot ignore them. And I'm so happy I'm not really overpraising my brother, Dr. Sudhir. Most people know him in terms of business, making money. But he also is the host of the Pan-African Peace Hub, which we created in Munyonyo during the AU Summit. And I want to thank you for having kept it well. We might need to change a few of things, but I'll reach out to you after this. The Pan-Africanism in people, you see it in the real life, your day-to-day life, like my sister here said. Walk Pan-Africanism, talk Pan-African, eat Pan-African. That is the only way we can highlight ourselves. That is the only way we can recognize ourselves before we recognize others. That is the only way they will recognize you, because who are you? As we settle down to enjoy each other's company, but also learn, my welcome remark is as simple as be African. I think my welcome remark should not be longer than that, since I have other responsibilities. Lakini asante sana, mumekaribishwa. Mukae, mfurahi, muzungumuze, mujijuane nyinyi nyote. Asante sana.
Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to begin with a poem before you go into my speech. Pan-Africanism, environmentalism, equals to humanism. In the heart of Africa, where rivers sing, where the mountains and the sun rise in tandem, and where the eagles spread their wings and ascend. Reminisce to the strong spirits of the land. There is a call for unity, loud and clear, to stand together, near and far. The Pan-African dreams of a strong, bright land where all join forces, hand in hand, together we rise, with hope and pride, under the sun where our hearts reside. But we must care for the earth, the air, the sea. For the trees and land, it's up to you and me. Protecting nature is our sacred task. For a better world, it's all we ask. For in every tree and every drop of rain lies our future, free from pain. To harm the earth is to harm us all. Without her gifts, we would all fall. Pan-Africanism, a vision so powerful, with environmentalism walking side by side. Together they lift the human spirit in every heart. They make us whole. Humanism calls for love and care, for justice, for kindness everywhere. It sees no borders, no race, no divide, but only the beauty of the world. So let us unite with a clear purpose for the earth, for each other, all we hold dear. Ladies and gentlemen, that's my poem. On behalf of the Pan-African Pyramid, ladies and gentlemen, we take this singular honor to thank you immensely for sparing time this evening to come and celebrate with us our 7th edition of the Pan-African Global Awards 2024 and the 10th anniversary. We don't take this for granted because we know that there are other equally important engagements you counseled and decided to honor us with your physical presence. We thank you so much. Dear comrades, a Nigerian great writer and philosopher, Chinua Achebe, once wrote that a man who calls his kinsmen to a feast doesn't do so to save them from starving. They all have food in their own homes. When we gather together in the moonlight village ground, it is not because of the moon. Every man can see it in his own compound. So we come together because it's good for kinsmen to do so. We are gathered here tonight because we have a common cause, and that's the future of the Africa we want to bequeath our children and our children's children. Dear comrades, we gather here today in celebration of not just our achievements, but of our shared vision, a vision rooted in the very essence of who we are as Africans and what we aspire to be as global citizens. And on this day, we come together to honor the spirit of Pan-Africanism, to reaffirm our commitment to the environment, and to reorganize the profound connection between these ideals and the core values of humanism. Pan-Africanism is more than a movement. It's the heartbeat of our continent. It represents our collective desire for unity, freedom, and progress. It is the belief that together we can overcome any challenge, build a future where every African can thrive, and create a world where the strength of our unity is our greatest asset. But as we strive for unity and progress, we must also recognize that our journey is deeply intertwined with the health of our environment. The rivers that flow through our lands, the mountains that touch the sky, the forests that breathe life into our world, these are not just natural resources, they are sacred elements of our shared heritage. They are the lifeblood of our continent, and they must be protected with the same vigor and passion with which we fight for our freedom and dignity. Environmentalism, then, is not a separate cause. It is an integral part of the Pan-African dream. It is the understanding that our well-being, our future, is inseparably linked to the health of our planet. We cannot achieve true progress if we neglect the land that sustains us, the air that fills our lungs, or the water that nourishes our bodies. To care for environment is to care for ourselves, our children, and the generations yet to come. And this brings us to the heart of our gathering today, the powerful convergence of Pan-Africanism, environmentalism, and humanism. Humanism calls on us to recognize the dignity, the worth, and the potential in every human being. It asks us to act with compassion, to seek justice, and to promote the well-being of all people, regardless of race, religion, or nationality. When we embrace Pan-Africanism and environmentalism, we are not just advocating for the future of Africa or the planet. We are upholding the principles of humanism. We are acknowledging that our struggles are interconnected, that our victories are shared, and that our fates are bound together. Pan-Africanism and environmentalism, when united, offer a path towards a just and sustainable future. A future where every person, every community, and every nation can flourish in harmony with the earth. This is the vision that we must hold on to, the mission that must guide our actions, and the legacy that we must leave behind. So let us move forward with determination and hope. Let us continue to build bridges of unity across our continent. Let us protect and restore the natural world that sustains us. And let us uphold the values of humanism in all that we do, knowing that in doing so, we are creating a better world for all. As we celebrate the achievements of today, let us also look to the future with a renewed sense of purpose. Let us pledge to work together across borders and boundaries to create a world where Pan-Africanism, environmentalism, and humanism stand as the pillars of a just, loving, and sustainable society. Pan-Africanism is an ideology and a movement that encourages the solidarity of Africans worldwide. It's based on the belief that unity is vital to economic, social, and political progress and aims to unify and uplift people of African descent. The ideology is such that the fate of all African peoples and countries are intertwined. At its core, Pan-Africanism is a belief that African peoples, both on the continent and in the diaspora, share not merely a common history, but a common destiny. But the Pan-African pyramid is propagating for a new Pan-Africanism concept. Now, this one is important. The new Pan-Africanism need not to be based on race, skin, and color, but ideology. It advocates for the unification of Africa by economic development and trans-African trade, and not by political actors only, but also by corporate business entities. Ladies and gentlemen, as I conclude, because conclude I must, we must leave this room tonight with renewed energies demanding for immediate unification of Africa.
One country.
United States of Africa, USA. This is what we need. Look. There are 54 countries in Africa. 55. Those are 55 country codes. Those are brothers and sisters. 55 country codes. 55 passports. 50 what? Huh? 55 passports. 55 country codes. Somebody in the middle is actually saying, for you to speak to Dr. Maponga, I'm in the middle here, you must pay me first. Because I'm the one going to change your country code. But this is a white man. Because all these companies in Africa are not owned by Africans. You get? So someone is in the middle. For you to speak to your brother from the other end of Ghana, someone is in the middle connecting you. Why can't you speak straight? Have one country. America has how many country codes? You answer me. Are you sleeping? I beat you. How many country codes does America have? How many states does America have? 50 what? Eh? How many states does America have? 52. How many country codes do they have? How many country codes does UAE have? United Arab Emirates. How many? So now, how many country codes does UK have? UK. So you are here, you want to be like UK and America. America, Dr. WakaWaka, any part of America he is in, and my friend Nebukara, they speak freely. They move freely. The train can take you from one state to another in 1 hour. Here, for me to reach Kenya here, they ask me, where are you going? Where am I going? Are you stupid? Where am I going? I'm in Uganda. I'm going to Kenya. I reach at the border. Where are you going, Irumba? Are you hopeless? In America, no, he's here. But my prince has been there. My prince was in the US for over 30 years. Did you need any visa for you to cross from one state of America to another, prince? Now in Africa, you need. Now, how are you going to compete, you guys? How are you going to compete? Because America is an amalgamation of many countries coming together. Why? To protect their interests. UK is an amalgamation of so many states. Why? Because together they can defend their resources. UAE, United Arab Emirates, same thing. Look at India. Africa is the biggest continent after India. You get it? Look at the size of India. One country code. Look at Africa. A district in Africa has a country code. A district. Look at Burundi and Rwanda. Look at them. I can even walk on foot in one day from Burundi to Rwanda, but there is a country code. And somebody is saying, please don't come here. Are you hopeless? So, we must leave this room tonight saying we need one United States of Africa as a country. One. And when you are here, you think it's difficult. No, it's not difficult. You begin by defying what stops you from going to Kenya. Let them arrest you. We will deal with them. Yesterday, he's here. Dr. Waka. The man jumped from America. He reached Johannesburg. They told him, no, you need a visa to go to Uganda. They stopped him. He sent me a message on WhatsApp. I said, oh, don't worry. I drove to Ministry of Internal Affairs. I sat there. I said, my guest is in South Africa. How can America allow him to come up to South Africa? And you, from South Africa to Uganda, you are denying him. What is the problem? Let him apply for visa. He applied. They said, sorry. The earliest we can give is 2nd September. He's here. 2nd September. That from South Africa to here takes him 3 days. I said, you're hopeless. I stood there. I said, the man must come here. After getting the visa for 2nd, I sat there. They had to clear him to come here yesterday. He's here. We defied, because at every step he would get stuck, he would be there, standing right there. He must come. He must come. He's coming home. He's coming home. Why are you stopping him? There is somebody in the middle. The very mentality left behind by the colonialists, now there is an African, your brother, who is holding on to it because he's earning from it. Because he paid $50 for him to get the visa. You are stealing from your brother. So, we are blaming colonialists, they left, but the systems, our own brothers, are earning from them, so they cannot remove them. You get it? Because they are benefiting from them. These, don't rely on these African leaders that they will unite Africa. No. They will not. You can do it. You can do it. Why? These African leaders, all of them are in control of some small chiefdoms. If you are the president of Burundi, you think you are president. When they tell you, please unite with Rwanda, you say, now, I am the president. When you unite with Rwanda, you become an LC1 chairman or what? So you are asking him to unite, yet actually his interest as a person, he's benefiting from the disunity. But for you here, Bambi relying on him that he will unite Africa, he will not. All the 55 presidents of Africa, they will not help you to unite Africa. They will not. So it's going to take you, the citizens, the owners of the continent, the sons and daughters, to start defying those stupid things. Business entities, like the ones of Dr. Sudhir. I've worked in Britannia for so many years. I worked there before. They manufacture products from Kenya. They find themselves in Uganda, Rwanda, and Burundi. How come the products are moving, but the human beings cannot? No. So, Africa must unite now, not tomorrow. We must do this by asking the sons and daughters of Africa to start defying all colonial boundaries. Listen to this one. Start right now as we live here. Defying all the colonial boundaries, protocols, and the paperwork left behind by our colonial masters that continue to classify us as strangers in our own home. Africa is home. If I'm in Uganda, I might be in the sitting room, in the same home. When I want to go to the bed and bedroom and sleep, I could be in Kenya or Rwanda. Don't ask me where I'm going. I've been in the sitting room watching TV, Now I want to go and rest in the bedroom. That's Rwanda or Kenya. So you must not ask people these very hopeless things. They were left by colonialists. We fought to them. We remained with them. So why are we holding on to them? Why? If we believe these are wrong things, these guys sat in Berlin, the Berlin conference, France, the country of Mr. Lissafri. You guys are very bad people. You sat in France, not in Africa, demarcated, Uganda, Kenya, Tanzania, Rwanda, and then you gave yourselves as if it's your cow. But now, up to now, we are saying the colonies are bad, but we have held very dearly some of the things that we are selfishly benefiting from. So it is you people to start defying those things. Look here. Egypt was the first African country to gain its independence from its former colony, UK. That was 1922. That's 102 years now. Speaking in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia on May 24th, 1963, at a meeting of 32 African heads of state and government, Dr. Kwame Nkrumah insisted that Africa must unite now. His historic, well-reasoned call was ignored in favor of a weak organization of African Union, OAU. Decades later, the OAU was replaced with the current weak African Union, AU. At first it was OAU, now it is AU, which is exactly what Dr. Nkrumah had foreseen, a body controlled by the same imperialists who the African freedom fighters had fought to gain political independence. The people we fought to gain our political independence are the ones who built for us a very beautiful AU African Union headquarters in Ethiopia. Do you get the point? I don't know whether you get that. That the people we fought here, that they are colonists, when we wanted to gain our independence, they came and built for us the house where we can sit and speak things that actually help us to grow. The entire 55 countries could not manage to fund a building in Ethiopia. They don't have money. It is the white man. They don't have money to build their headquarters, African Union. They don't have money, 55 countries, to build a house. Then after building it, now you say, you Chinese, you leave Africa. How will he leave? How? This is because some leaders wanted to remain, this is because some leaders wanted to remain leaders of their small chiefdoms at the expense of the motherland. Time has come, we rise above petty domestic politics of our small chiefdoms and unite Africa now and protect our God-given wealth, the mineral resources, for the betterment of our motherland, Africa. I thank you very much, and may God bless you, ladies and gentlemen. In Africa, when I want to do business with any person, 54, I will have to negotiate with 55 presidents. 55. Now, Burundi will undervalue because Burundi is small. Then probably Kenya will say, give me this much. So you find that you are not at par. You cannot move together. So you're launching a new theme, slogan. Uniting Africa by force now. Pan-Africanism. So we are going to count up to 3. When we go to 0, wait. When we go to 0, you are unveiled. Okay, 3. Are you ready? 3, 2, 1, 0. Ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be our new slogan. Hashtag. Uniting Africa by force? Yeah. Uniting Africa by force? Yeah. Very good. Thank you so much. Round of applause. This is what it means. Not tomorrow, now. Africa must unite now. Dr. Sudhir agrees. Thank you, Doctor. Thank you. Now you can take your seat. The second one is Bishop Maponga, Joshua from Zimbabwe. Africa must unite when? Now. Bishop Maponga agrees. Very good. Thank you so much. You can take a seat. The third one, Dr. Grace Cavallo. Power. Doctor, stand this side. Africa must unite when? Dr. Grace Cavallo signs it. So let me hear somebody saying next week from here. You will see me. Thank you, Dr. The third one, Dr. WakaWaka. Africa must unite when? Now. We want one country, United States of Africa. One. We want one control code. We want one shilling. One, not 54. Thank you, Doctor. And Hadza Khadija Nanyal. Very good. Thank you. Thank you so much. Round of applause. And finally, on behalf of South Sudanese, Dr. Tony Jaja. Thank you.
In life, you get what you bargain for. So when we tell people that we want a united Africa, and it's no longer cheap talk, and everybody is on the same page, people will start taking us seriously. At this juncture, we shall award our very own doctor for his support of Pan-Africanism, for the fantastic work that he's done, not just for his businesses, but for Ugandans as well.
You know, somebody whose family came to Africa in 1897, landed in Mombasa, and reached Uganda in 1903. My father was born here in 1932. I'm born here. My children are born here. So we're 4 generations in Africa. And of course, we are lobbying when there's a new constitutional amendment in the country to include the Bahindi, as they call them, as a tribe. As a community. As a tribe. As a tribe. And recognize the tribe. You can't be in any nation 120 years and still being called a foreigner, honestly. Last year, I was the largest individual taxpayer in the country. My real estate company was the largest taxpayer in the real estate business. And in the hotel as well, we're the largest taxpayers. So I don't know who's more Pan-African than... Anyway, but I'm only truly honored. And this is something very, very honorable to have been awarded. And I'm going to treasure it, and it's going to go next to my credit card, so it's always with me. Thank you. And of course, Bishop and Madame Hajat, this is a big honor for me, and I'll continue to treasure it. And not only that, I'll also continue to support the Pan-African, movement in Uganda, and many years to come. Anytime you need some, my advice or support, I'm always there. Thank you. And it's a true honor for me to be here. Thank you so much. Thank you, all of you, for being here.
At this juncture, I'd like to call upon our next recipient. He's the President of the Republic
of Uganda, President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni.
When we talk about Pan-Africanism, some people think it's a joke, but some people have lived true Pan-Africanism and true solidarity, and that is none other than our President, Yoweri Kaguta Museveni. And with this, Comrade Hajati Namyalo, you can't wear it. Neither can I, nor can Irumba, but we trust you to deliver. And tell him these are just small tokens, because he deserves much, much more. And thank you so much. Aluta continua.
I'm so honored to having been chosen
to represent or to receive this award on behalf of the national chairman, the national chairperson of the Mighty Movement, His Excellency Yoweri Kaguta Museveni Tibuhaburra, the President of the Republic of Uganda. His Excellency Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, he's a true definition of a convergent thinker, yes, a troubleshooter, a Pan-African, an advocate of wealth creation, peace, security, good education. He thinks not only for Uganda, but for Africa. In fact, he's meant to be the president of Africa. Now, I don't care, Mr. Irumba, if you feel uncomfortable, but if we look at what he has done, those that think that he hasn't done enough, wait for your time. We shall see how far you can deliver, but let us give credit where it's due, not just. And as the saying is, uniting Africa by force now. Yes, we have to unite Africa by force now. Thank you so much. We are glad, and I will deliver.
But I also serve as a vice chairman for National Association of Broadcasters, an association that oversees over 320 radios and 62 televisions in Uganda. But I'm here to receive this award on behalf of Next Media. I am very elated that our vision as Next Media is taking shape. We want to inform, to transform Africa. Through the information that you see on our different platforms, Africa can be transformed, because it's the information or lack of it that is going to change Africa. If we disseminate the right information to young people, then Africa is surely on a path to change. Let it be in entertainment, let it be in sports, or let it be in current affairs. And I'd like to take this opportunity to thank the Pan-African Pyramid for setting the stage for all of us to be able to showcase what we can do. From the media perspective, to the business community, to the religious, spiritual perspective, to the young people, to the men and women. This is a platform where all of us can thrive. Certainly the future of Africa is bright, with a 1.something billion, 1.4 billion, 1.5 billion. The market is huge. And of course, as Next Media, we are committed to creating content that is going to tell the African story. The African story is you and me. In business, in entrepreneurship, in innovation, in technology, in tourism, the beauty of Africa. And we've positioned ourselves to be the light for that station, for that media group, that is going to talk about not the bad stories only about Africa, but the positive stories about Africa. Isn't it true that Africa has got the best weather? Isn't it true that we've got the best food? Isn't it true that we've got the most beautiful women in the world? I can go on and on and on, but some...
Simplicity, es un placer para mí ser aquí. It's a pleasure for me to be here in the motherland. It wasn't easy, but guess what? We got to unite Africa now by force. We have been trying to do that in the US and Canada. We have been promoting Africa for more. We ain't gonna wait for somebody else to tell us what to do. I grew up every day from my dad listening to Marcus Garvey as a prophet of black people. Since I was a kid, my father, my elder always said, for a black man to be free, you have to be financially strong. Brothers and sisters, this award is not just for me, guys. We have a lot of young people across Africa working with us. A lot of mama on the street across Angola. We call them Mama Zungera. They've been working with us to make sure that we get all those products. We've been training them, working together. This award is for the whole JJK, Pan-Africanism group. It's not mine. Guys, thank you, brother.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Comrade Irumba. Thank you, my brother, Bishop Mabonga, but I cannot accept this alone. Allow me to invite my very firm shareholders, and that is none other than Dr. John Patrick Abayo.
So comrades, you are here because you are comrades. You are here because you believe in Pan-Africanism. But let's walk the talk. Let's walk the talk. Thank you so much. Aluta continua.
It's an immense pleasure to be here. And especially to be here with two of my 4 biological children. So for them to be here in the same home country of mine to celebrate an award, it fills my heart with a lot of joy and happiness.
Protocols have been observed, awards have been given. Allow me to fly past all pleasantries, and I will just mention all protocol observed. I appreciate the invitation to be part of you. I hold in my hands 4 passports. These are all my passports. They are not from different countries. And this is what I have spent for the past 10 years, just about 12 years, traveling around Africa and a little bit around outside of the continent. I must be quick to tell you that only one of them has expired as an illustration. Only one has expired. The other 3 I'm holding are still valid, but the pages are finished. Now, I hope you get the illustration. The pages are finished. Because every time you cross a country, you must get a visa. Every time you cross a country, you must get a permit. You must get a visa, you must get a permit. Before you notice it, in 1 year, 2 years, the other one is finished. Go there, grab another one again. 2, 3 years, they come around, it's finished. And then you go pick up, this one I picked it up last week. This one I picked up last week. I still have 2 pages left in this one before I can start using the other one. And illustration number 2, in my hands here, I hold money.
Where's the dollar?
These are, the dollar, I don't need it here in Africa, but I have lots of them. I have some Ugandan shillings there, I have Botswana, Swaziland money, I have Lesotho money, a little bit of Jamaica, a bit of Brazil, and yeah.
This is the nightmare. This is the nightmare which we face on a day-to-day basis, particularly some of us who have started traveling. So come with me and I'll take you through a simple process. Simple process. In the academic world, there is something called the interrogatives. What do we call them? Come with me one more time. What do you call it? Interrogatives are a simple process of thinking where you ask 7 basic questions. What? Where? When? Where, how, who, which, and why. Now, I wish I was with why. Okay, I'll tell you why I'm giving you the interrogatives. You take these 7 divisions of questions, and when you interrogate each one of them, they tend to give you the background. The what speaks of whatever you're describing. The why gives you the reason. The how, the processes. The which, specifics. The who, persons that must be involved. A simple way of writing a business plan for some of you young people who might not have the blessing of having gone to school to learn how to write a business plan. Just write those 7 questions and answer them with a paragraph each. And you'll be shocked at the end of that, you have the most personal and truthful business plan that explains everything. So when it comes to issues of Pan-Africanism, uniting Africa now, we need to ask ourselves those 7 questions, basic questions. And this is the quality of learning we need to put in between our ears. What must we do? We must unite. When must we unite? How are we going to unite? Which processes are we going to use to unite and unify Africa? And who must be responsible for driving that agenda? Then you quickly begin to see that our present governments and some of our present leaderships are not with us on board. Why, as my learned friends have already stipulated? Maybe because they've read passports. And I've seen some of my friends in Zimbabwe, the diplomats, who don't have to go through the chaos that I go through. Because they simply write a letter to the country they are going. They have all their papers and what was stamped. They go through the back of the airport. Blue and black cars and blue lights are waiting for them. And they melt away into thin air while you're still queuing on a line from here to Kasese. We who don't have the privilege of the red passports must go through the pains of stopping and standing on lines, being denied visas, even sometimes when you have paid for those visas. Is this worth it? The colonial mind is true and it's real. When colonialism came to Africa, they didn't come here with passports. They just came, took what they wanted, and they went away. The colonialists are not coming back. They are gone for good. Unfortunately, we as Africans, particularly African leaders, we have now become custodians of the colonial system. To make sure that the legacies of oppression, division, visas, restrictions, economics, agricultural sharing between countries does not happen. In fact, it's even better and more profitable to make sure that Africans are suspicious of each other. So the Rwandanese and what tribe is in Rwanda? The Hutus and the Tutsis, who are living across the river away from Uganda, and the other families and uncles are across the river, are meant to come to Kampala to get a passport so that they can cross over and go and see their relatives across the river. You are meant to think and be suspicious that I am a Ugandan. I want to declare to you tonight, all African countries, I'm declaring now, all African countries, I now call them provinces. One more time. All African countries are now provinces. Our country is Africa. The country we are talking about is Africa. So I am in Uganda province. I am in Rwanda province. I am in Zimbabwe province. I am in South African province. And whether our leaders like it or not, until we who suffer decide to make a change, nothing will happen. So here's the idea. You take the 7 interrogatives and you line them nicely. It will give you the entire problem and explain it and describe it to you. Then for those that are intelligent, we go to level number 2, which we now say that how do you interpret interrogatives in the backdrop of time? Then you pick up the past, the present, and the future. Now you multiply the 7 questions times 3 so that you can end up on 21. Then you ask the what question 3 times. What happened for us to have borders? Hello? What happened? How did these borders come across? Then all the history students can move one side. We can go to the Congo conference. We can go to the Berlin conference. We can understand the leaders who came there to discuss and everything that many of our Pan-Africanists have been talking about. Well done, 10 out of 10. Let's move on to number 2. What is happening now? Where are we? Where are we going? What happened? What is happening? What will happen? Why did it happen? Why is it happening? Why will it continue to happen? Who made it happen? Who must make it happen? Who will assist us to get to the future? Where did it happen? Where is it happening? Where will it continue to happen? How did it happen? How is it happening? How will it continue to happen? And until we begin to be critical, asking those uncomfortable
questions that determine our history, reveal our present, and project our future, we will keep on becoming talkers and very few doers.
Come on.
As Dr. Chihombori says, you are not yet tired until you are tired of being tired. Nothing will happen until you decide to do about nothing that is happening.
Enough is enough. Yes.
Level number 1, ask the interrogatives. Level number 2, comprehend the time frames into 3 sections. So here's my call to all African presidents. Freeze all your national armies. Create one big African army. Take all your military, take all your military budgets, all of them. Put them in one basket. Give me 1 million soldiers standing strong.
Come on now. You're right.
With all flights, artilleries, and bombs. Not to shoot each other, but to patrol our borders around Africa.
Come on now. Come on now.
Yes. And protect us as citizens from foreign investors. We need to know which ship is coming in and which one is going out and what are they carrying inside there. If they're paying the national duties. Now, we are talking about the Africa that I want. Africa that I want.
Come on now. Teach.
I look forward to coming back here in September next year, bringing all African indigenous traditional leaders for the spiritual summit in Uganda. Because it is here in Embo, in the great Sese Islands, the navel of the Nile River, that we call Embo in Zimbabwe, Veganda, in Nelubale, in the Runzuri Mountains, that we believe as Africans we came out of Baganda, the people of the skin. To go further down south and split into many other tribes that you know. I am Gima, the monkey. Shokumkanya, Fuzije, Garambo, Garmashamba Huda, Children of the Evangelist, one we say they were shan. So we said that's what we want to the monkey in Uganda is the piri in Malawi, it is the Kabo in Botswana, it is the Mtswenen in Lesotho, it's Kosana in Swaziland, it's Mtoro and Jambas in Kwakosa. It's the same monkey. They all have their bums missing hair. So what's the difference? Until we understand that our totems in terms of our preservation join us together. We have lion tribes, Pologomas here, we have Shumbas over there, we have Taums over there, we have Gurundolos over there. He's the lion. We have crocodiles over here. We have crocodiles over there. You have birds over here. We have birds over there. Zebras are here. Zebras are over there. And our African people are still linked and connected by our totemic inclinations, which supersede our linguistic differences. You missed that part? Did you hear that part? Our totemic umbilical cords supersede our languages. Because as we crossed rivers, we interacted with other tribes and it changed our language. But you can't tell me that the monkey on this side of the river and the monkey on the other side of the river are different monkeys. Then go back to school and ask for your school fees. If you can't process that, you are educated, you went to school, but school never went through you. So we're here as fellow Africans say, let's talk. But let's not just talk. Let's start doing. I want to challenge all of us who are here as I close. Please start knowing, find your relatives. Start knowing. Start looking for your relatives across Africa. How do you do that? Take your totem, understand it and study it. And just look around and find out who else is a Rafiki around here. Who else is a Jofu? A Joe? Who else is an ostrich here? Who else is a crocodile over there? You may be shocked that from Sudan to Cairo to South Africa to the Karoo to Mozambique, Africa is one people. Africa is one people. Politics and religion separate us. Spirituality unites us.
Thank you so much.
Free your mind now. Be part of People's Pan-African Parliament, the Pan-African Pyramid Debate with your speaker, Andrew Irumba Katusabe.